And hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So today we'll be talking about the article, section, and aside elements in HTML. Now if you haven't watched my previous video just yet, please click on this pop-up box right here at the top of the screen and go watch that one first, because you'll be a little bit confused, or not confused, but you'll be a little bit behind if you haven't watched that already. Now I found it quite difficult to find a very good way to explain this to you, but I will be quoting from Sullivan right now what it says about it, because I feel like this is actually perfect. Article is a self-contained independent piece of content that can be used and distributed separately from the rest of the page or site. This could be a forum post, magazine, newspaper, article, a blog entry, a comment, an interactive widget or gadget, or any other independent piece of content. Now this can technically mean it is the main page or the main part of the page, or maybe even a side part. It doesn't necessarily need to be the main part. I don't actually have any good examples of this, because I haven't actually seen people using the article in many web pages so far, but I'm pretty sure if you were to go Google something that included an article, you'll probably find it after a while. Now, another thing that is often found is an article within an article called a nested article. Now, these are usually something that would be representing the blog post of your page, meaning it's kind of like redirecting the user kind of back to the original content of the page. Next up is a section. Now, a section is basically just a div which you would use to section up your page, like section 1, section 2, section 3, and so on and so forth. Now, I love using the sections. You don't necessarily need to, you can actually just use a div, but you will usually find these things inside of either the body or an article. And it's useful especially when you do blogs, because you can section up your blog into different parts of the blog. Like the first section is maybe about women, the second section is about men, you know. Now I'm going to show you an example of where I use this section inside of my blog, and then we can just show you how I used it. Now all HTML coders have their own way of doing this. The way I used my section is where most people would have used a div, because just to like, or an aside or something, because I added instructions instead of something, well, that will actually give a reason to be called a section. I just like using the section because it's nice to, break up my page into sections instead of divs. And let me quickly show you the example. Now if we go to the apps and games option and open the Asteroid game, I will show you just where it is. Now inside of the home.html, you will see, if we go down here, there is a div which I wasn't really using a lot, and then there is the section. Now as you can see, my instructions, the move, the forward, left, right, my instructions are inside of the section. I technically sectioned it aside from the page, kind of like an instruction section, if you understand where I'm going through. Next up is the aside element. Now the aside is technically considered completely separate from the original reason behind the original theme and stuff of the page, but it's still kind of like indirectly connected to the main theme of the page. Now when you nest a section, there is usually the thing about, if let's say you nest it inside of an article, which is a side part of your page, right? Now if you were to section it inside of that article, then, or nested inside that article, then technically the side will only be considered slightly still connected to the news section, the article, and not to the blog anymore. But if the aside is outside of the article and in the normal blog or on the web page, then it should be technically kind of still linked to the original content. Now, let's say the article went about winning an iPhone. Now, the aside would be something like the iPhone would be shipped to wherever you are within a certain number of workdays. And since it's not technically concerned about the article saying, hey, you can win something, read this, and then it tells them how they can win. The aside will say, just when will it arrive, if they win. Thank you for watching. If you still have a few questions about this, feel free to ask me. I will be happy to try and explain it to you in a different way. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next video.